back to the beginning of my next video, in which I show Y, and Y is the 25th letter Earth and the 27th letter Win a Big Red Sun. When I put them together, I get W. When I bridge the in-between for solidity or whatever else you want to use for it, right? At the same time, this would be my center dollar sign as we've used before, right? But we'd have to make 4 of these to get the top S and then the crossover for the bottom S, like we see over here. When we create Y and Y, the in-between part of 2, 5, and 8 creates M on the bottom, W at the top. You see the way we're opening up over here? See this? Over here? And this over here are also numerics in the roulette board. In the roulette board, we have this number over here showing 10 and 13, and then over here, excuse me, we're gonna do it the opposite way because it's the opposite way in the roulette. It's actually showing 8 and 11 because I flipped it over. 8 and 11 and 10 and 13 equaling to 23 and 19 or to 33. When you minus it, right, it's 33. 8 minus 11, 10 minus 13 because you're going down by rows equals to 4204. Minus and plus this, minus this. 9 lives of the cat, 420. 9 lives of the cat, 420. Transition. Here's your circle. At the same time, you see the bow-legged X looks like a K. We're going to take you up to the next cycle and show you the next part that goes with it is this design. In order to get the I or the center, you need to create 2 X's because you will not find the center. In creating these 2 X's, you will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes that will be a division. Do you see this? It's its division of its own box. You have actually 2 boxes. Okay, but part boxes will just show you 8 into 2. Every single one is worth 1/8, and now they run the mile in the track 1/8 at a time. 1/8 is also or 18 also has to do with temperature, how they calculate Celsius between Fahrenheit, and it also has to do with 1/8 or 1 part of 8 and 2/8 equal to 16 equals to a whole pound. So we have to understand weights and measures. I'm just dragging things together because I don't know the equation we're working on, so I'm just showing you based on this. This is the equation. We have 2 on the inside that create a whole O. We have the 2 X's, 24th letter, and the O, the 15th letter, equals to saying the word sky or CL. CL, or the L letter representing 50, representing half, or the 12 representing 1/5 of the clock, 60 seconds. 8 parts of that is 96, and we have complete rotation. 9 and 6. We're going to show you how this works. We're going to show you how the Chinese design of this design over here, see the way it goes up and the way it goes up? That's the way the Chinese design will go. And upside down is that ace that's in between. And I need 2 aces to create my M, in which the M is the center, the W shows the outside, the M shows the inside. W creation outside, split, divided world. M shows you the love, and on the inside, they call it M. Inside the continuation of this design, down, 90, 90 equals to 180, although they call this the 90-degree spot. 90, 90, 90, 4 times is 360, but this angle cut is actually 135. So we cannot possibly have this at 135, then 135 here, 135 here would give us 395 when we measure the triangle like this, 120, 120, 120, because when we go around, we create 360. Is this a circle? Right? Is this a circle? What is this? Or is this where we create the U? How do we create the U? Is the U in the own house? Or is the V? So we have, again, to question the wings of the butterfly. So we're not going to get into that right now. We switch from this design. We went to the center, where the 2 parts in the center come together to create 0. therefore making 0 the largest area and the X showing us the center of the division of both sides. This is only one area, and if you notice, because of its design, when we put the skull bones, we get a straight line in between, and we call this 1 equals to 2 squares with a center. The third part is the center. So we need linear to create 1. 1 and 1 will now create a square, where we'll have 4 x's. The 24th letter equals to 96. Or the reverse will equal to 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 9 and 6 is 15, becomes 9 and 6 is 15, becomes 6. 12 becomes 3. The reverse of 15 is 12, and creates C and F, Celsius and Fahrenheit, or 6 and 3 creation. And now we're reflecting creation on the moons of Jupiter. XXX equals 96, or 40 in Roman numerals, in which we get 1 and 1, 11, that is created from all 4 of these. Inside this design over here, in order to create this perfect triangle, okay, in which you go from here all the way down here, and I made it this size easier for seeing. Otherwise, I would have made it smaller, and I would have made it this size over here. But with this size, okay, I can actually start over here, go up and come out and go around, right? And if I make a little man there's like a little man. And now he's got his little design. So here would be my delta angle, because if I come down here, I have my D. Opening up, I have my G and D, creating the center circle connecting both sides, spelling God, 6 and 9. Where am I at? So when we create this design, we show you that the actual 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 actually only meets halfway down. Unless we use the same arm and connect this together, which I'm not going to do right now. Because how can I use the same arm and connect it together? Because then my arm, okay, let me do this design again, right? Let's say we come to, we use 4 across here, 2 up, 2 down. We must use 4 all the way across. The center line is over here. See the number 4 that shows up? See the way the hourglass is now on the side, and this one's unfinished. It must come from the bottom. Let me use this pen over here and show you that we did this design, and we came halfway down, right? So now if I wanted to do the same design, and to join the legs, we would now be joining into the center up here. And look at the design we get. She cuts like a knife. She cuts like a knife. Now, if we were doing it the other way, this one would go up over here, and this one would come down over here. And now we have W over W and a few more added designs. We also have someone looking at us. You see the 2 eyes, the nose that's cut, the split nose. I can turn it sideways. I have 2 hourglasses of time, today and tomorrow, 60 and 60. Measuring the 60 in between would be what? 30, 60, 30, 3, 6, 3. So we understand that in this design, we now have the center house, which is right over here. So how can we create this center house? We create it either this way. We can put the wings on if we wish, and put the roof on, and in between create the Star of David. What started off as the E and E world, 5 and 5, or the G world, 7 and 7, because of its reality of its design, and add on this part over here. So now we're going to continue on and ask ourselves, what do we get from it? Obviously, the total of this is 33. 7 and 5 is 12. 7 and 5 is 12. We were talking about that 12 over here. The reverse of the 24th letter, or Roman numeral 10, equaling to 40. So 40, or 10, Roman numerals, or 24, creating DC. Creating DC. DC, the total is 34. Super Bowl score last year. Will the Super Bowl score this year be AC? 13? How do you get 13? How do you get 13? We got 24 points? Well, maybe we'll get 31 points in the Super Bowl this year. And it'll be 31-21 or 31-10 in order to create the AC-DC numbers, in which we now need a 4. So now we're saying It can be 34 to 13. If we want to go, and we have AC/DC in this year's Super Bowl equaling to the cycle of the moon. 51st Super Bowl stands for Mars. Plus or minus the fourth number brings us to 43 DC, brings us to 55, the passing spirit. You want to go through the moon, we would make 57 into this one and add 10. Minus 10 is 37. The cube and the moon. Minus 8, minus whatever number you want, we're going to create that. Here's the diamond, right? But in order to create this diamond, I must take this V and bring this V over here. I didn't want to show you. Take this V, and I'm going to show you. Take this V and bring it over here, right? And bring it up and cross over just before you get to the diamond point, which above the point and below the point will now create your X, which is the 24th letter. So you have AX. And in X, you automatically have E, the electronic world, creates 51, Mars, and X, 24. 24 and 1 equals to 25, equaling 25 and 15, equaling to Earth, because it's EX. EX equals 29 birth minus artificial intelligence, because plus and minus. We're going to go plus and minus the 5, minus the 24th letter, minus the 5, right? You'd be minusing 1V from X if it was a Roman numeral. Jesus Murphy Law Oil, Jesus 74. Inside Murphy, we get again 1321. We get the Sky Road, 39. Inside R and P, rest in peace, we get 34 DC. And inside Y, we get Earth. Inside YP, we get DNA. Inside Murphy's Oil, law. And inside loi is the word law. Leo, 10. Half is a representation of L. 1 and 2 is 3. 3 is now saying it is now valued at half because of what L says. It becomes between 3 and 9, and inside is 6. Half and half of each side, 3 and 3. Law is the wall. The oil is the slick, and Murphy's Oil does that all. Your diamond comes up here and down here, and then inside of this, you end up creating the Star of David one more time, adding on the wings. That's why the Star of David, and everybody was conquered because of this. It seems like two parts of the earth tilted in or round, whatever you want to talk about. So I'm not sure where we got with this. I need the questions asked. I need to go over it. We need to discuss to understand how this all works. We understood that L represents 50. But CL, okay, CL, which is the C letter, also represents the sky and the cellular or molecular that we're all created and connected to. We saw that 6 and 2, which also is the dog queen, shows that it gives a circle. Shows that it gives a circle. Okay, this circle over here, 1, 2, 3, 4 parts, and 4 on the outside, 2 to the power of 2, or creating X's in each one of these, okay, noting that we have 4 in the center house over here. These, this one over here, sorry, that was 4. This was 2. We had to create X and X to create the center over here, the split house. The split house. We get 17 to 1, as I showed in roulette. Now we get this split house. We make 4 more X's, and we connect the 4 of these together. 4 zones to create everything, which is, if you want to go, we can now create the ace and continue on. Do you follow what I'm saying here? These two create the first circle. These two create the second circle and create the greater of the house. And it creates 4 parts, 4 times. Here we have 6 and 2. Here we will have another 6, except now what happens when we create these two, we create a circle up here and a circle down here. We now have 2 circles equaling to the total of 30. And inside of here, we have a V and a V, which equals to 44 area space, and the total is 74 and represents Jesus. This area here, this area here. Now, at the same time, once we have all these, we have this area here, this area here, this area here, and this area here are all very small V's. So what would a very small V compared to the big V go? I don't want to get into that, but this is just the beginning of my next design that I want to talk about. This, you see the height, 1 level, 2 levels, 1 level, 2 levels. I don't know if this is the light bulb. Again, has to be discussed. What I'm doing right now is opening up the mind. One video done. I've got one more coming. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus, building everything. Last year we had DC Super Bowl, okay, 10 and 24 creation. This year we will create the AC Super Bowl. 134, Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus, representing the bad cat 420 to represent artificial intelligence altered current inside the house of Dome. Thank you for watching this video.